The objective of this lesson is to learn how to use the days, network days, and network days international formulas in Excel. So let's start. The days formula basically is a useful formula to count the number of days between two dates. So let's try it out. I have here several dates, but I'm going to use the 14th of March and the 19th of March, and I'm going to check how many days are in between. So let's do it. Equal days, not day, because day is another formula that will extract the day from a date. So we start with the end date here, 19 March, comma, my start date. Here we go. We get 5. So which dates or days got counted? I'm going to show you this. Here what it did, since this is 14th of March and I don't have a time with it, it assumes it's midnight. So it's on the 13th of March at midnight. So it will count the 14th of March, the 15th, 16, 17, and 18. 19 March is also assumed to be at midnight. So that's why it's not going to count it. And this is how it's counting 5 days. You can also do this date minus this date and you'll get 5 days. Let's use network days. If I use network days equal network days, open parenthesis, my start date is 14th of March, my end date is 19th of March. I'm not going to use holidays for now, just to illustrate the point. You get 5. What did it count? Because this formula will remove the weekends. So depending on the weekends on your computer, this might give a different result. So let's start. Here it will count the 14th of March. Then it will count 15, 16, 17, and 18. Because 18 is a Friday, weekend, Saturday, Sunday, so you don't have any problem with the weekends. You stop at 19, so this is outside the weekend. This is why you're getting 5 days. Now let's assume that my weekend is different, because in some part of the world, the weekend is on Friday and Saturday. So the 19th of March is actually a weekend, right? So when I'm counting the working days between two dates, I should not count the 19th of March. So if I do network days international, and then I open the parenthesis, I select my start date, I select my end date, weekend, here I have to select my weekend. So for this case, the weekend is Friday, Saturday, right? So I select 7. I'm not going to use holidays again. Here you get 4. Why you got 4? Because it counted the 14th, 15, 16, 17, and then what happened is that 18 is a weekend, so it doesn't count the 18. This is why you get 4 days. And this is how you use those formulas. So I always prefer to use Network Days International because I can specify the weekend and make sure that I don't depend on any computer. Now in those formulas, if you add the holidays, it will just subtract the holidays from the number. So here I can add a comma and I have my holidays. I select those 2 days and then from 5 I go down to 3. And I can do the same for this one. I put a comma, I select my holidays, and then it will get subtracted. The final tip I'll give you regarding those formulas is that those formulas will give you whole days. Now what happens if instead of 14th of March, I do this 14th of March plus 0.6. So I added 0.6 days to this, which if you go under home, the arrow, you select number, and then you go dates, and you select something with the time, for example this, and then you format it. I added till 2:24 p.m. Now if you do the simple subtraction, 19th of March minus this new date, you'll get 4.4 days. However, for example, if you use the days formula and you select 19th of March as the end date and your start date is this date, you still get 5 days. And it's the same for network days and network international. So just be careful that these formulas do not take into account the time.